I've got somebody here that's attempting a through hike, and he just told me his name is Kevin. He does not have a trail name yet. We just was able to give him a little bit of trail magic, and glad we stopped here and caught him, because I'm going to be interested to see a little bit more about him. Where are you from, Kevin?
Yorktown, Virginia.
Yorktown, Virginia.
So I'm on the east side of Virginia.
Yeah. When did you decide you wanted to hike the Appalachian Trail?
About 2 years ago, but I didn't financially have it in order until about 6 months ago.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you brought that up, because we really don't talk budget on here much. But how much thought, or how much did you think about budget, and how did you come up with a budget when you said you didn't have enough or something?
I talked to some people who had done it in the past, and I actually did my own research. Some people say 4,000. Some also say $1.25 a mile, but I think I went around the 5,000 just to have some buffer room.
Is that after your gear or before your gear?
Before, or no, sorry, after my gear. After my gear, yeah.
5,000 is a good number.
Yeah, and the extra 1,000 was for like what we ran into in the Smokies. Just get some extra cold winter gear. I got trapped in Gatlinburg for a week, so yeah, stuff that you don't really plan for.
Yeah, I know. I hear what you're saying. Is all your equipment working good? Your pack looks good?
Yeah, it's working good. The only thing I've had an issue with is I had a random twig go through my tent up near Big Bald. Yeah. But other than that, though,
you patched it?
Patched it up with some, I think it's tenacious tape, and then
yeah, that's what they call.
I got a used sleeping pad from my brother who's already done the AT, and so that thing popped on me about halfway between here and the Springer, so I had to patch that as well. But so, and it's been good though so far.
What do you miss the most about being not at home?
Oh, yeah, I miss heat and AC. Knowing that I can go use the bathroom and not be frozen.
Hey, that's you're one of the few that, you know what, the last 7 or 8, let's say 5 out of the last 7 or 8 people I interviewed, when I asked that question, what would you guess they would say they missed the most?
Something about food or a dog.
A dog. A dog. That's the number one answer.
I mean, I got 2 dogs back home. I miss them, but I see a few puppies here and there.
But you miss that luxury of a bathroom and heat and cold.
Oh yeah, no, you learn real quick. You can hold your bladder for about 5 hours in -3 degree weather.
If it's one thing you could go back and change prior to hiking, now that you've hiked it, now if somebody said, hey, we're going to put you back on Springer tomorrow, start over, what would be the one thing you would change versus what you started with or how you started? Is it anything that you think of?
I probably would have started with a few more cold winter gear.
Okay.
Maybe some spikes.
Okay.
But no, the timeline's been perfect. I jumped on before the bubble, and so I've heard that there's about 100 people starting each day. Yeah. And I'm glad I'm in front of that.
You're right in front of it. You're right in front of one of the bubbles.
Which is perfect, because I ran into someone who outran the bubble, and he told me that, you know, there were places in Georgia he couldn't even find a tenting spot. It was,
I believe that.
Couldn't find a shelter spot, couldn't find a place to put up his tent, so he had to just walk through the night. Started doing, I think, waking up at 4 in the morning and hiking till about 3, and just claiming real estate somewhere. And
how many miles are you hiking a day, average?
About 15 to 20.
That's great.
Yeah.
Man.
We originally started off a little slower, about 8, 10.
Well, if you've built up to that number here, that's great. I mean, do you have a time frame you have to be finished by?
I'd like to be done either beginning or mid of August.
Did you have to quit a job?
No, I do contract work.
Oh,
so,
good.
Yeah, so I just decided that actually my contract was I was supposed to really start the trail in March, midway through March, and my contract ended early, so I started actually at the end of February.
Now, what kind of work, though? I mean, when you say contract?
Physical therapist.
Physical, okay, good deal.
Yeah.
Brothers or sisters?
I got 2 brothers. The middle one did the AT about 2 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So is that some incentive of why you're doing it?
It is. Yeah, it is. He enjoyed it. And like I said, last year I didn't have enough of a budget, so I biked across the U.S.
You did?
Yeah, and then this year I had enough budget, so I decided to do this.
Well, tell me a little bit about the bike trip.
Oh, it was a blast. Highly recommend it to anyone. I went from Astoria, Oregon to Yorktown, Virginia. Got to see how the nation really changes geographically.
Where'd you cross the Rockies at?
I actually went around them.
Okay.
Yeah, I went up and then south towards Denver.
What's the biggest difference between biking across America or hiking the Appalachian Trail?
Hiking, yeah, I got asked this a lot. So biking, you can plan it out. You're usually doing about 10, 15 miles an hour. And so you can plan it out and stay in a hotel if you wanted to, or you don't really have to pack a lot of food. You can just pack snacks and then get a meal in each town. Whereas here, you have to pack 5-6 days worth of food. And if you get drenched the first day, you just have to suck it up and do the next however many days until the next town. So I felt like the bike trip was more of a luxury versus this.
Last year, a guy named Red Mage hiked the AT.
Yeah.
He was on YouTube. Well, he's getting ready to bike across the country somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I saw a video, another video. What food do you miss the most?
Food.
Is there any, like a steak or? Somebody told me mac and cheese, and I said mac and cheese.
To be honest with you, I haven't even had a steak out here. I think more like ethnic food.
If you got to go home today, what's the first thing you would want to eat? Thai food.
Thai food,
okay.
Yeah. I mean, I've had fried chicken out here. I've had Mexican. You don't see Mexican in Georgia. You get it towards north of the Smoky Mountains. But yeah, I know Virginia has a lot of Mexican restaurants in it too. So I think more the like Thai food.
Seeing the people and you're trying to stay away from the bubble. But what do you think the biggest mistake somebody makes when they come out here and hike the Appalachian Trail?
Either they have too much equipment or they're not enough.
Okay.
So I've seen people who do ultralight and then they just freeze all night in the cold weather. They do well in the heat, but they do terrible in the cold. And then some people will bring out too much weight, and then because there's a lot of shock on your knees and your ankles going down the mountain, I've seen them just injure themselves in the first 50, 60 miles, just because it's 60 plus pounds.
Yeah, I hear you. How much trail magic have you gotten this year?
I'd probably say 3 handfuls worth.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, whether it's something as simple as someone driving me into town.
Oh yeah, that's trail magic.
Yeah, or we will come around a bend and there'll be someone who's not even from the area. They're just visiting, but they're cooking up burgers. Or
what's the best trail magic you've gotten?
Oh, that's tough.
Really?
Yeah. Besides the macadamias I've never had before.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned it because the guy that bought them for the hikers is a hiker, and he's a mile 800 or something. Lotus, you hear him on?
He's on 800?
He's already at mile 800.
Oh, jeez.
He's 65 doing 30-mile days.
So he's running all through the snow.
Yeah, he bought $600 worth of those macadamia nuts and wanted to give them out to the hikers. So I'm glad you mentioned that.
That's awesome.
I should have been mentioning that to all the other hikers.
But no, besides that, though, we ran into a gentleman probably in the outskirts of Irwin, and he was frying up eggs and potatoes.
Okay.
Some hash browns. So that
now you didn't get to meet Fresh Ground, I don't guess. You would remember him. No, because he does 3 meals a day.
No, I didn't meet him. Okay. No.
Then here you won't meet him because he keeps jumping ahead of y'all. He's with the real fast group.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
Anybody you want to say hello to out there, or maybe just to mom or dad, or do you want to challenge anybody about the Appalachian Trail?
I say hi to my parents, my brothers, and I challenge my little brother to do it, even though he doesn't like the nature. He'd rather do a cruise than come out here.
Hey, I may join him.
Yeah.
Hey, God bless every step between here and Katahdin. Maybe send us a picture when you call up on the sign.
Will do. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Appreciate it.
Okay, I've got another person attempting the thru hike, and we're at Elk Park. I haven't said it with anybody else here, and I think today is April the 21st, maybe?
It's 21st of April.
21st April. Give us your trail name or your name.
My name is Easy Pete.
Easy Pete?
Yeah.
P-E-T-E?
P-E-T-E.
Okay, tell me how you got that.
It started with a very cold night. I ended up snuggling and spooning with a couple of strangers, and they told me I was easy. So
that's interesting.
I said, "You're easy, Pete."
Now, are you still with those guys?
I'm not. I'm not. But I'm still. Hopefully, we'll get back together.
Yeah, I see you barefooted. Take those shoes off when you can.
Yeah.
Let them breathe. Let them breathe.
Yeah, let the sweet air out. You got to take care of your feet. For sure.
Absolutely. Where are you from?
From Minnesota.
Minnesota. What part?
Duluth, Minnesota.
Duluth. Okay, that's a very popular area. How long have you been thinking about doing the Appalachian Trail?
Since about the 4th grade.
Really?
And that was a long time ago.
Wow. Why? What inspired you at that 4th grader?
I had to do a little extra work for school, and I had to read and write a report, and just so happens I was given a magazine article to read about the Appalachian Trail.
Really?
So I kind of planted the seed. And then
that is interesting. That's interesting. And so all these years, I guess little things that you ran across or did brought it back to you, and finally it was just too strong of a drive or urge to do it. Is that right?
That was right. That's correct, and it was the right time in life. I did a lot of time in the Air Force. Did about 28 years of active duty and civil service time, and just retired from all that. And
great.
It was a good time to hit the trail and
do
my life dream.
Do you have a support system back home of some sort?
A little bit. Do a little blogging for the trek. Got all my family and friends on Facebook. Kind of encourage me and give me updates.
How important is that for you to have people that are following you or you're, talking to back home while you hike?
I enjoy it. It does help, but to be honest, I'm very self-motivated too. And I think I can do it, with or without. Although it's always better with. And
absolutely.
All these little bits of support and magic, your day's already good. It just makes them great.
This is a beautiful day, isn't it?
It's a fantastic
the hike,
day.
A gorgeous day. It's no snow and no ice like y'all had all year long this year.
But the weather's been a little crazy. It's spring one day, winter the next.
If it stayed like this, y'all could do some big miles. How many miles you doing today?
Doing like 17 miles.
17? Okay.
Get up into Highlands.
Anything up forward on the trail that you're already looking forward to?
Just looking forward to everything.
Every day.
I'd like to go see those little ponies. And,
you're going to see those today. You'll see some of the ponies today. All your equipment working good? Your feet any blisters or anything?
No trouble at all. It's all working real good.
In your planning of hiking the Appalachian Trail, what was the most important part of planning a trip? If somebody's watching this, what would you think is the most important thing to
have a plan, but realize it's just a plan. As soon as you get out here, be flexible, and what looks good on a spreadsheet and what you think you might be able to do is going to be really dependent on what the weather is.
Now, I don't usually ask too many people about the budget, but did you spend much time thinking about a budget?
No, I'm in a good place in life. I guess that's the advantage of waiting so long to do it, is you can have a little more resources than maybe than if I was straight out of college or something like that.
That's cool. Anybody you want to say hello to, or somebody you want to give a challenge to or something before we say goodbye?
I'd like to say hello to my sons back home in Minnesota, Jeff and Nick, and Jeff, he'll be 24 years old tomorrow, so happy birthday, Jeff.
Happy birthday, Jeff. God bless every step between here and Katahdin. Maybe send us a picture when you climb up on that big old sign.
I'd be thrilled to.
Thank you.
Hope to do that. Thank you.